There's one pose that separates the great from the legendary, the front double biceps. It's the pose every bodybuilder is judged on hardest because there's nowhere to hide. No trick angles, no forgiving shadows, just peaks, width, and balance, all at once. Today, we're counting down the 10 best front double biceps poses ever hit before 1993, before the sport's shape changed forever. By the end, you'll know exactly whose peak set the standard everyone else is still chasing. At number 10, Danny Padilla. Born in Rochester, New York in 1951, the giant killer stood just 5'2", one of the shortest men to ever turn pro. Judges reportedly marked him down early in his career for his height alone. But when he hit a front double biceps, his balance and symmetry were so complete that his height stopped mattering entirely. Small in stature, nearly perfect in proportion. At number 9, Samir Bannout. Born in Beirut, Lebanon in 1955, the Lion of Lebanon became the first Middle Eastern bodybuilder to ever win Mr. Olympia, taking the 1983 title. His arms weren't the biggest in his front double biceps, but the balance between his torso and legs made the whole pose read as flawless. Bannout proved a pose isn't about one body part, it's about all of them agreeing with each other. At number 8, Thierry Pastel. Born in Martinique in 1959, standing just 5'2", Pastel trained directly under fellow Frenchman Serge Nubret. His front double biceps combined full biceps and triceps with forearms so defined they looked carved separately from the rest of the arm. Add a tiny waist and total harmony top to bottom, and Pastel's version of the pose was as complete as it gets. At number 7, Charles Clairmonte. Born in Barbados in 1962, Clairmonte served as a paratrooper in the British Army before ever stepping on a bodybuilding stage. By 1993, he'd qualified for the Olympia and finished a shocking 7th place in his very first appearance there. His front double biceps combined excellent fullness and sharp peaks with balance across his entire physique, a soldier's discipline built into muscle. At number 6, Flex Wheeler. Born in Newton, Kansas in 1965, Wheeler brought incredible fullness and balance to his front double biceps, but even he had one limitation: narrow clavicles that capped how high his peaks could rise, no matter how hard he trained them. Proof that even the most complete physiques in history still had one thing left to chase. We're halfway through the list, and the next 5 names are where the peaks get seriously historic. If you don't want to miss who takes the top spot, hit subscribe right now. At number 5, Boyer Coe. Born in Lake Charles, Louisiana in 1946, the Ragin' Cajun trained under a single 100-watt bulb in a small-town gym before becoming a 7-time Mr. World and 4-time Mr. Universe. Known as bodybuilding's thinking man, Coe's front double biceps combined fullness, separation, and detail with full wide lats, a pose so complete that fans still call it one of the most underrated in the sport's history. At number 4, Lee Haney. The man who'd go on to tie the record with 8 straight Mr. Olympia titles didn't have the biggest arms in this pose. But what he had was detail, deep separation, balance, wide lats, and a waist that stayed narrow even under the mass. Haney proved a front double biceps wins on quality, not just size. At number 3, Brian Buchanan. Born in 1962, Buchanan is remembered for one specific, almost unbelievable trait: a 27-inch waist, reportedly the smallest in men's IFBB history. When he hit a front double biceps, that waist made his full, flaring lats and great arms look even more dramatic than the tape measure alone would suggest. Some poses are won with mass. Buchanan won his with contrast. At number 2, Robby Robinson. Born in Damascus, Georgia in 1946, the Black Prince swept 3 major titles in his first year as a pro, back in 1975. His front double biceps combined fantastic peaks with total balance and flowing lines that made even a rigid, technical pose look effortless. Few bodybuilders in history have made this pose look this natural. And at number 1, Arnold Schwarzenegger. His front double biceps needs no introduction. Great peaks, total fullness, and an imposing chest and shoulder width that framed the whole pose like a monument. Decades later, and after countless mass monsters have tried to top it, this remains the pose every front double biceps is still compared against. Some standards never really get replaced, they just get chased. 10 poses, one shared truth: The front double biceps hides nothing. So tell me, whose peak do you think deserves a higher spot on this list? Drop it in the comments below. If you enjoyed this countdown, hit like and subscribe. The next one might just change how you look at this pose forever. See you in the next one.